Hello everyone and welcome back to Sunrise Tarot. My name is Leah and today I'm doing a reading for the sign of Sagittarius for the mid-November time period. I will let you decide what that means to you. Please remember that this is a general reading. There will be some parts that do not resonate with you. Only take the parts that do and leave the rest. I've already meditated on the cards, I've already shuffled the cards, and this is a spread that I have for you today, dear Sagittarius. In the past position, we have the Five of Swords, clarified by the Chariot. In the obstacle position, we have the Six of Cups, clarified by the Nine of Wands. In the present position, we have the Ten of Cups, clarified by the Star. And in the future outcome position, we have the Three of Swords, clarified by the Two of Pentacles. Now, in the past position, we do have the Five of Swords, which is a card of conflict. The person in this card is, he just had a conflict with these two other people, and he's sort of collecting the swords. This card suggests that while you may win the argument or some sort of a unpleasant exchange, it is going to cost you. The swords are always about the double edge, and while they do clear the way, they do leave a little bit of bad taste in other people's mouth as well as your mouth, because it's very mental energy. It's very kind of over analyzing, being clever and sort of kind of outwitting your opponent with different tactics that may not be super they may not make you any friends, let's just say that. But usually the Four of Swords also means that you kind of were fighting for something that you believed in. It's really tied to your belief. You kind of believed in what you were doing. It could sometimes suggest a little bit of a power struggle between people, but definitely there is a little bit of a cost to this card. However, it is clarified by the Chariot, which brings victory. This is a really positive card. The Chariot is a card of holding your emotions, of not holding your emotions, but using your emotions and making sure that they don't use you, kind of controlling, thoughts in such a way that helps you move forward, that helps you progress, really believing in the direction you're moving in, and really sort of standing your ground. It's a card of recognition as well as an accomplishment. I mean, this is a major arcana card, and it definitely has a really huge influence on the Five of Swords. The truth and the victory here is on your side. And the Chariot again brings significance. Definitely, this combination suggests that you had a bit of a conflict in the past and that you overcame that conflict. You came out to be the winner, and you continue to sort of benefit from that victory to this day. Now, in the obstacle position, we have the Six of Cups, clarified by the Nine of Wands. The Six of Cups is generally a very positive card, but when you have it in the obstacle position, it could suggest that you're maybe thinking about a memory that wasn't so pleasant from the past. It could be that you're kind of reminiscing about something that happened in the past and it's affecting you. It makes you kind of repeat the same mistake. Perhaps you have sort of, perhaps you had a bad experience in the past and it sort of affected you to where you may feel there is lack of progress, because it's clarified by the Nine of Wands. Now, the Nine of Wands is a person who has, worked and put in a lot of time and energy into something. Could be a relationship, could be something at work, but they kind of feel a little bit hurt and they feel a little bit tired, and they feel like they're resting because they need to, continue a lot of hard work. But in the obstacle physical position, this is definitely blockage, and it's coming from you, like your mental, feeling. We win battles in our heads first, and then again, it's all comes back to how you feel on the inside is what you will see on the outside. So this person definitely is standing there and he's experiencing self-doubt. This person is definitely kind of adding to already self-doubt that is out of control. They're adding even more. Oh, it's not going to work out, why try? Oh, it's this. Now there are times in our lives when we do feel overwhelmed, but it's also important to differentiate and remember that you have gone through quite a bit. The divine won't give you any more that you cannot handle. Whatever comes creates strength and creates sort of ability and skills and know-how for us to move forward, even though it may seem like it's too much, even though it may seem like the burden we're carrying is so overwhelming. It's important to recognize that when you are feeling like from day to day, that you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, there are ways to kind of mitigate that. There are ways to minimize the effects of this. Particularly because, some people believe that meditating helps a lot. Others, burn a little bit of sage and that creates positive energy. Sometimes it's important to have an activity that gives you an ability. Sometimes people work out and that, helps them. But others have hobbies, people enjoy horse riding. People enjoy, hiking. People enjoy going out and being in the woods. Others, when you feel a little bit overwhelmed, you need to make sure you have downtime. You need to make sure that your mind can rest, that your mind can find itself in a place of safety where they can express, where the mind can express itself, without feeling judged. Sometimes, it's important to have like a room in your home that would just be yours. If you can't have a room, it could be like a corner or some sort of like a nook, if you will, that is just yours to do, maybe writing or reading or, something that kind of alleviates some of that, pressure that you may feel when you are not progressing. Because when you're not progressing, you can sort of make it a little bit worse in your own mind, which of course kind of helps you perpetuate the negative patterns. It could be negative habits that creep up. It could be something that has triggered your negative memory. And, in fact, it really is in the past. It really is not, we as human beings, like our body, our blood, our cells, they regenerate. So literally you're like a new human being, like every 3 months or so, So don't allow that negative pattern or negative memory to sort of hold you back from progressing. And, in the present position, you have this incredible 10 of Cups clarified by the star. Both of these are yes cards. Both of these are wish cards. Both of these are the reason why you worked so hard and why you have had struggles and overcame that struggles, even though, there might have been a little bit of a cost attached to them. Definitely the 10 of Cups is all about accomplishment and fulfillment. It's also about creating lasting bonds, and all of us need those. All of us are, very much in need of lasting bonds that help us, walk through this at times very challenging life experience. The 10 of Cups is definitely a reminder from the divine that you are strong, that you have accomplished a lot, that you are unique, that you matter, that you are loved by people. There are people who do think about you, even though you may not, feel that or see it or know about it. You are someone who is very precious, and you're someone who is very special. special. The 10 of Cups, kind of in the month, probably close to the end of November, is going to make you live through a really wonderful moment. And of course, coupled and clarified by the star, that, the star also brings kind of a wish granting. The star could also be about healing and seeing something with new eyes, appreciating something, feeling gratitude, feeling thankful, feeling appreciative. Even if, it may not, the star is a major arcana card, it does have quite a lot of significance, and it does have quite a lot of weight to it. In fact, in this reading, you have two really positive major arcana cards. One is the Chariot, another one is the Star. They're both reinforcement. They're both there to kind of prop you up a little bit and have that support that you very much need, because we are in the Scorpio season. Scorpio season is always going to be challenging. Scorpio season is about power in a way. It is about giving power, gaining power, using power, or even losing power. It's also about transformation. And of course, that that is why we've got the Three of Swords. It wouldn't be, a Scorpio season without a little bit of a kind of a sharp, poking, if you will. It's the Three of Swords is about betrayal and it's about loss, but the good thing about this card is that the Three of Swords is really minimized here by these two really powerful cards, the Ten of Cups and the Star. You also have the Chariot, like I mentioned, and so the Three of Swords is going to be most likely for most of you a little bit of a separation. It could be that you are not, seeing someone that you really love, and it's been a little while. It could be a little bit of a disappointment as well. Things may kind of weigh you down mentally, and sometimes it does happen that after a moment of euphoria, after a moment of happiness, there's a little bit of sadness that comes after. But do not panic over this card. This is not a significant any kind of tower moment. This is not a change. This is not huge. It is a prickly inconvenience, if you will. And the divine also reminds you about the balancing act, because you do have the Two of Pentacles here, which is a little bit of a reminder to watch your spending throughout November. Also, make sure that you balance and kind of, if your family is used to kind of getting a lot of attention and you're not giving them attention, that's important to remember that you should probably balance between your home life, your business life, your work life, your friends. Perhaps some of them are feeling a little bit neglected. It could also be responsibilities that you've taken on, making sure that you hold yourself accountable, making sure that you do what you say you are going to do. And also, it is a little bit of a roller coaster moment. There is going to be emotional kind of, you may feel happy and then not so happy like an hour later. Remember to keep it together throughout the month of November, as it will pass, and then it will be your season, Sagittarius, and that is when you're going to feel incredibly powerful, and power will start moving towards you, and you'll feel stronger, you'll feel more recognized, you'll feel more supported, more appreciated. The Scorpio season can be a little bit challenging at times, so keep that in the back of your head and make sure that if you can rest an extra day, definitely take a little bit of time. If you can sleep an extra hour, every little bit helps and definitely adds up. Make sure that you drink plenty of water as well. Let's see what angels I also pulled 3 angels from Oracle cards, and they are Contract, Yin Yang, and Appreciation. The contract card, it's all about partnership and legal commitment. It shows a contract in the background ready to be signed, indicating committed connection of some sort. This union may be a business deal, the sale of a home, a new job, or even a commitment in marriage. Whatever the connection, this card is more than a casual agreement. It's usually something that requires a document that's binding, at least for the time being. The scales of justice also indicate that if a legal action is underway, it is likely to turn out in your favor. Make sure that if you are signing any kind of documents, it could be perhaps a large purchase of some kind, it could be a lease of some kind, it could be any contract, any document. Make sure that you read the fine print, because we live in uncertain times. 2020, became a little bit, I think it has affected every single person. I mean, everyone. So make sure that, you read the fine print, because people have been affected, and as a result of that, things can change and understandings can change. So make sure that you double check things before you sign them. The yin yang card is all about that duality: passive, active, intuitive, logical. There's two kinds of logic. There's the sort of female logic and there's the male logic, and the male logic is more sort of rational, whereas the female logic is a little bit more intuitive. There's no explanation for intuition. You just feel. Why do you feel? Because the spirit guides you. The yin yang card represents energetic life cycles, and its purpose is to help you identify the particular cyclic energy moving into or out of your experience. Its upright position heralds a yin cycle, where most of the action seems to be happening under the surface of things. This is a time of great receptivity, intuition, gestation. External circumstances may be forcing you to go within and examine present activity. It's an especially good time for completion, so wrap things up. Yin cycles often call you to be passive, yielding, reflective. So open up to these sides of your nature, being more than acting. Don't force things, let things play out. The time of November is not the best time to kind of have an altercation. It's not the best time to make any major sort of moves. Let things unfold, let things play out, sort of watch them from the side and see how they will affect you, down the road. Appreciation is a card that, reminds us to choose gratitude. When you start your day with an attitude of gratitude, it definitely makes it more wholesome, because it kind of sets you up to receive as well. When you focus on positive things, definitely they bring, that law of attraction brings more positive things. This card tells you that you have a lot to be grateful for, and like the flowering bush behind the woman, there's a lot more that you may not see, but it will kind of unravel, and it will show itself to you, more things to be grateful for in your life, which you may not see kind of right now. I hope that makes sense. Let's see what answers from angels I pulled as well. I pulled 3 answers from angel cards, and they are recovery, within the next few months, and reconsider. So definitely the reconsider card relates to the 3 of Swords, as well as the 9 of Wands. Definitely make sure that you are letting things play out, and really be very careful as you move forward. Make sure that you kind of use diplomacy, rather than kind of forward energy that may include altercation in itself. Definitely make sure that you keep working at your goal and at your dream, because you're really, really close close to that completion of a cycle, and thereby getting the reward. And make sure that you focus on healing and recovery. Make sure that you meditate. Make sure you get enough sleep. Make sure that you drink plenty of water, so that your spirit can feel strong again and powerful again and energized again. Let's see what 3 mystical wisdom cards I pulled. Also pulled 3 mystical wisdom cards, and they are creative wonderment, follow your passion, very important. Archangel Gabriel, messenger of creativity and hope, and peacock, raise your standards. The peacock is a wonderful animal, and the divine here is saying that, focus on family and focus on friends, because right now the unity and sort of encouraging each other is, most important. The peacock is a very loyal animal, and he believes in integrity. He believes in doing the right thing. And the peacock is also, very protective over the people that he loves, very protective over, what matters to him a lot and, the most. This card can also be seen as an indicator to better kind of yourself and raise your standards to be more like the peacock. So the reminder here is to value. If the divine honors you, you need to honor you. If the divine kind of helps you, you need to sort of make sure that you accept that help, make sure that you work with that help, make sure that you sort of, move forward in the right direction. The creative wonderment, of course, is following your passions. You can focus and you can bring to fruition something that is really important to you, something that, only you have created. Make sure that you follow the ideas. Make sure that you do things that stimulate your imagination. Use your skills. Maybe you need to take classes. Maybe you need to awaken that artistic skill or some sort of a skill that helps you express, and kind of create wonderful things and wonderful energy around you from which other people can, definitely benefit as well. And of course, Archangel Gabriel helps with that because he is the angel of creativity and hope. And of course, the star card very much relates to Angel Gabriel because that is also a kind of omen of hope that wonderful things are on the horizon. I hope you enjoyed this reading, Sagittarius. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for visiting my channel, and I'll see you next time.